Hey, what's good? You're in the right place at the right time. This is the Culture Capital, reactions that spark conversation. I am Courtney Hamilton, and I'm joined by my co-host and brother, Chris Lord,
Yo, what's up?
Lindsay Castillo. Hi, Lindsay. Thanks for coming.
Hey.
And Jennifer Figura.
Thanks for having us.
All right. Do us a favor and smash the like and subscribe buttons so that you can become a part of the Culture Nation.
Okay, so speaking of masculine energy, next video is from a very controversial podcaster. I think we've all heard of Andrew Tate, and he's claiming the masculine spirit is under attack.
Giddy up. I'm moving to America. I'm buying a fucking ranch. I'm gonna get some horses, more guns than anyone has ever seen. They tried to kill the masculine spirit. They tried to destroy the last semblance of resistance against the fucking slave mind. Men who stood up and said, I'm not afraid of you. I'm not gonna sell my soul. I'm not scared. No, I refuse. They tried to destroy us. Now it's our turn. US fucking A.
Giddy up!
Andrew Tate.
Oh boy, here we go.
That's Jen's guy.
Yeah, Jen. So actually, I want to hear from you because you chose this video. Why?
I hope you don't run into him one day. That's it. All you other dudes out there, that's it. If she runs into Tate, it's a wrap. It's a wrap. Go ahead.
I look up to anybody who goes against the establishment and stands up for what's right, regardless of how much people are going to hate them.
Yes.
You know, there's plenty of people who have done that also. Look at just another example right now that pops in my head is Aaron Rodgers, the tennis player Djokovic. I don't know how to say his
Djokovic.
name. Yeah. He's
Novak Djokovic.
Trump. Obviously.
Oh, come on. Yeah.
He's got the whole world hating him. And then, you know, there's so many. I can't even think of it right now. But it's like you have to look up to someone. I get why people are offended by some of the stuff he says, especially women. I'm not. I personally like what he says. But I don't take things seriously. I laugh about it, you know. And he's right. I mean, the levels of testosterone in men have gone down tremendously over the past 20-30 years.
Yes, absolutely.
And that's factual. So with all what's in our food, and so maybe that's why we're getting so many beta males, and maybe that's why so many people are getting sex changes, wanting to be women. You know, there's got to be some. I mean, I'm not saying everybody, but there's got to be something to that.
Oh, there's definitely something.
So he's right about that. They're trying to break you down because if there's the last thing people, whoever's trying to control us, and you know those people up there, the hardest thing to control is men of age. They don't want a revolution. If all these men get together and we start a revolution, the country's done. No more control.
Yeah, true.
So he's right. I mean, yeah.
Facts. Lindsay?
Okay, so I don't know Andrew Tate. I actually don't really listen to him enough. So I feel like I need a lot more context. And I tried to do more research to understand him. Because when he says, I'm going to get a horse, I'm going to get a ranch, like, that's what a man is. And it's like, I can guarantee you, a man can walk into this room. And he may not have a horse or a ranch, but he can be the most masculine energy,
totally.
And you'll know he's a man. So I think he's playing. I think he's just joking.
Yeah, he
about
jokes
that.
about. I mean, it's just a common alpha male thing.
Remember the show Dallas? I know this made
yes.
you know, some of you may not remember the show or know of the show Dallas.
Crystal Carrington.
Right. There was a show called Dallas. And you know, there's a saying that everything's bigger in Texas, which is true. Been there many times. Yes. Yeah. So Texas is just known for cowboys, and that American culture was built around the cowboy, John Wayne. That's what he was going off of. He was going to what the world at large knows America for. John was cowboys.
The image
of
what a man
cowboys that, you know what I'm saying, they ride bulls, they herd cattle, they break stallions.
They're
you know
not
what I mean?
afraid to do the hard
They're
things.
not afraid to do the hard
the horses
things.
off into the sunset.
Right. And there were black cowboys as well too. So let's not, that's a whole nother thing. Yeah. But that American spirit of
Django.
Django Unchained.
Brokeback Mountain.
Whoa.
That's so masculine.
Whoa.
I've never seen it either.
Yeah.
I think that's an alternative
I don't
Yeah.
need to see it now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know that like he really likes to be thought provoking.
Yes.
Yeah,
Um,
totally.
Very intelligent guy.
Very intelligent.
Very intelligent.
I know that there is a lot of conversations that he represents toxic masculinity.
Yeah.
I think that's go ahead.
So,
go ahead.
so, and is it because
What is toxic masculinity?
what is toxic masculinity? Is it saying, because I do know women, and especially women in my family, who don't want a man who's overly assertive or overly aggressive. They'd rather him be more like their companion and like listen and be more in touch with the feminine side, and they want that.
Okay.
When I look at couples that are married, married couples, most married couples, the man isn't ultra masculine. He's got a balance. He's like a balance of like his feminine energy and his masculine energy, and it's like
Each situation is different.
Yeah.
And after the situation is done, the relationship is done, you're just left with yourself there.
And the trauma.
And the trauma or the joy. And that's what you strive towards getting something better. I want to make sure I'm saying it right, but I think you understand what I'm saying?
Are you saying depending on that experience?
After that experience is done,
moving forward,
you're standing right there
Okay.
by yourself.
Okay.
And then something else comes along.
Okay.
You have different standards. Now, you have different
based on what
or
you've-
you might be stuck in the same thought pattern,
Yes.
traumatized by that.
You may have not learned.
That's what
You
I'm
may have
getting
not
at.
learned.
So,
I think you're going somewhere really interesting. I love
Yeah.
that point you made, Chris.
Right.
That's a very good point. Is it because does a woman's choice in a man reflect where she finds safety? Does that reflect her boundaries of what and her definition of what I feel safe with? Is it someone who's my companion? He's more my friend. We joke and we play with each other, and I know that he's not going to. I don't want him to be overly aggressive and to beat someone's ass. I don't want that. We're on YouTube, so I can curse.
Yeah.
You know, so or is it like, no, I need to make sure that he can whoop someone's butt if it needs be, and he can take care, protect.
There are
the
those
family.
times.
Protect.
There are those times.
Yeah, interesting.
Better
That's a
be
really good
ready.
point.
It's a good topic.
Yeah. Jen, to piggyback off of what you said about the testosterone is going down.
Yeah.
You shared a clip, and I thought that was really interesting. So there is a doctor who's huge on social media. He has like 1.4 million followers. His name is Dr. Pompa. And he said that there's a recent study that shows testosterone has dropped significantly in young adult and adolescent males. Not in any men in their mid. It's just young adult and adolescent males. And he says it's due to toxins. Toxins in the
All
body.
right.
It's in the water.
It's in the water.
It's turning the frogs gay.
Alex Jones. Okay.
Yeah,
All right, hold on.
probably.
Let's run the
Don't
clip.
doubt
You
anything.
say gay? A gay frog?
It
There was
changes
a
their gender.
study that,
Yeah.
that frogs were turning
Literally,
gay.
for real.
Yeah,
Yeah.
switches them over.
Yeah.
All right, let's run the clip.
Lowest testosterone levels in the history of humanity. Look at this study right here. Decline in serum testosterone levels among adolescents and young adult men in the US. So I'm asked the question all the time, how can I raise my testosterone levels? I tell people, try maca, try fenugreek, try tong ali. The point is this, and those are all things that actually do give you some bump in your testosterone levels. But what if the problem isn't that? What if the problem is the fact that we're taking in so many toxins that disrupt hormone levels? Matter of fact, a credit card size a week of plastic that we're eating. This is a new study just out, showed about a teaspoon of plastic in our brains. Oh, you know what's in the brain? The control tower for all our hormones, including testosterone levels. The hypothalamus, that gets the feedback from the body saying, hey, raise up the testosterone levels, or estrogen levels for that matter. And then it tells our body to produce more. What if that's broken? What if certain toxins are in the control tower and that's the problem? And when we start trying to take testosterone or hormones or things that boost them, see, it really doesn't work long term if the whole control tower is broken. The key is what toxins are disrupting our hormones. You better stay tuned to this page because I talk all about it. It's about getting ourselves to hear hormones. That's the solution. Watch the page.
Okay, so just to add context, low testosterone can cause depression, moodiness, brain fog, irritability, reduced muscle mass. So that's why it's a big deal.
not to go this conspiracy theory route, I really don't think it's conspiracy theory because it's evident. You can see it. You see what's happening. The endocrine disruptors in our world are so vast and so numerous. It's ridiculous. Plastic is only one of them. And it's crazy that it's so invasive and prevalent that it's in our brains. Like, that's crazy to think about. Right now, sitting here.
You said endocrine. What is that? Was you naming a plastic substance?
He says, what is endocrine?
Endocrine.
All right, your endocrine.
Yes,
your endocrine system. I'm sorry. Listen, your endocrine system, for those who may not know, is the system that is responsible for your hormones, the regulation, production of hormones. So an endocrine disruptor, an ED or whatever, what it does is disrupts the normal signaling of your body to signal testosterone, estrogen, adrenaline, etc., whatever. So depending on what you're consuming that blocks that, and the frequency and the consistency, how long you've been doing that, you start to get different results. And then you start to see things more prevalent in society. You start to see more children who are born autistic. Mm-hmm. And I've definitely seen a rise in that in the past decade. Like, it's crazy. And then the young men, no slight to LGBTQ community or whatever, I'm just stating facts. A lot of young men who are born, effeminate. And those who may have not been born so effeminate, but within a short time, they become that way. And the parents are like wondering, what's going on? Like, and they really don't know. Is that a spirit? Is that a soul? And no one looks at the simple things like, okay, well, you make fried foods a lot. Okay, what are you frying your foods in? Vegetable oils? Okay, well,
canola,
seed oils.
You might not want to do that.
Wait, are you saying that there is a correlation between low testosterone in a male and them identifing as LGBTQ?
Absolutely.
I would think it has to be. I mean,
absolutely. Mm-hmm.
That's definitely sound like
that's one aspect for sure. That's one aspect.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
There is a correlation with, I think, eating, because I'm a testament to it. I eat some preservative-filled food. We've talked about it a million times, because you don't do it. And I've noticed certain declines in something, maybe testosterone, not that being the case, but the muscle, what you said, the muscle, I've noticed that eating, because I've eaten 3 squares a day, but 2 of them are preservative-filled, microwavable crap bola. And I've noticed fogginess sometimes.
Yeah. Wow.
So when you said that, I just made me think, I made a promise to myself this new year that I would start eating a little bit more healthier.
That's good.
That's but there's definitely it does exist.
Yes,
it does exist in that statement.
I like that you chose this, Jan, because I hear a lot of news. It's about women's fertility going down, like women's health, which is good because women have to fight to make that an issue so that we could find a solution. But now I don't really hear much about male health, and so this is pretty interesting. Like, we do have to make sure that if you have any sons out there or brothers and your fathers, make sure that you husbands that they're eating right, because that's their health. I mean, I also struggle with brain fog, and it's wild. It's wild because you'll just be like, why can't I remember?
Exactly. I eat healthiest out of all you guys.
So healthy though.
There's layers to it. I'll see if I can shed some light on it.
I know for a fact that Lindsay drinks nothing but the freshest berries and juices squeezed. Yes. God.
Yeah.
And that's great. And that's a wonderful thing.
I'm talking about freshly squeezed.
Yep.
The water that
everything.
God.
It's coming down from the mountain.
It's coming from the mountain. The cloud. She squeezes the cloud from the cloud and get the water.
Yes.
I know Lindsay eats good. So you said you still suffer from brain fog?
I suffer from brain fog. And this video is not sponsored, but I've used Thesis. And Thesis has been helping me with clearing up my brain fog. But funny story, I'll try to be really quick about it.
Yes.
I honestly think that my sisters are geniuses, because one day my sister was like, "I've got brain fog," and I'm like, "What's that?" Mind you, I'm a grown adult in my like late 20s, and she's like, "I just can't focus anymore." She had to take this thing called neuro something. I forget what vitamin it is.
Neurofactor.
I think it's Neurofactor.
It has a little picture of a little brain on the phone. I know exactly what you're talking about.
She's like, "Just take it."
Yeah.
I took it.
Yeah.
My mind was blown.
Yeah.
I could think.
Phosphatidylserine.
I could remember. My thoughts were fully formulated. And I said, "Oh my gosh, I've been living in brain fog my whole life.
Yeah.
I need to get this."
Where's it at? Do they sell it? Where?
Neurofactor? Yeah, there's a lot of neurotropics around.
All right.
It's the field of that field of products is called neurotropics.
Jesus.
My gosh.
Yeah.
Neurotropics.
Neurotropics. Excuse me. I'm sorry. Neurotropics. Yeah.
Neurotropics.
Neurotropics. Yeah. Yeah.
You're right. And there's a lot of options out there. So try to find what works. She said that actually gave her migraine, so she stopped and she switched to Thesis, which is what I'm using now.
Yes.
But that has helped me to stay focused and on topic. But I do want to say that, because a lot of the time we can blame ourselves. "Oh, I'm stupid. I'm just getting old." No, it is toxins in your body, and that's not the way your brain is supposed to normally regulate.
There's a her name evades me right now. There's a black lady online. She's in the naturopath space, and she's vegan and fruitarian. You probably have seen her. She's been on some talk shows too. This lady, if you saw her, you would think she was in her 30s, maybe 40s or whatever. This lady, I think she's got to be approaching 70 plus now.
Wow.
70. She looks amazing. I mean, and I've seen multiple people like this, so that's why I'm of this mindset. I've seen it done,
Yeah.
And I'm like, this is possible. And when I saw it, I was like, I gotta start making some different choices, because go ahead.
Imagine we make those different choices. Generations later, your grandchildren can come to you and say, "What do I do?" And you have the wisdom and the experience to help them. Your brain's not foggy. You're clear. You know exactly what to do. This is generational wisdom that can be passed on if we are able to find a solution. Because I'm not sure what the solution is. I think we all agree that it's to filter out toxins, but it could be other things going on. Because I know that I don't want to be offensive to anyone who's like elders are suffering from Alzheimer's or dementia, which tends to
just
be
lost an uncle.
associated
Just lost
with
an
sugar.
uncle to that. And man,
that.
that was one of the. He was my hero growing up, because he was kind of like my dad growing up for a while. When my mom was young and she had me, I'm an only child, so and this man taught me how to tie my shoes.
Wow.
And I'm of certain age now, and I still remember that. I still remember that decades later. I could tell you right where it is, the parking lot, the McDonald's, where it is, what street it's on. I remember that.
Awesome.
And I'm just saying that to say, A, be mindful of how you treat your kids and how you nurture them and what you do around them. And two, what we're talking about is extremely important, because he went from alpha male. This man taught me how to play basketball. He used to take me everywhere he went. Like, he was one of my first teachers of this is what men do. Wow. And so I watched him over the years as time went on. Didn't know he had it this bad. I heard, Uncle Dean, he has such as Alzheimer's or dementia or whatever. He worked for the post office for over 30 years. Over 30 years. Nonstop. And his wife was telling me, after all this went down and he passed, was telling me, your uncle used to call me out when he was working and say that he forgot his keys. He doesn't know where his keys are. He lost the keys to the truck, to the mail truck. And she would say, "Okay, all right, I'm coming." She would go out to meet him. And when she got there, all to her surprise, the keys were in his pocket. Crazy stuff. He would try to leave the house at night thinking he was going to go fishing, and it's just nuts, crazy stuff. It got out of control. I didn't realize it was getting this bad. I noticed his phone calls to me would get less and less over time. I just figured he was busy doing this and that and the other. It didn't really hit me until, and I don't mean to be long-winded, but I want to tie this back into what we're saying and what you're saying about generational and why it's important. I went to go see him maybe about a year ago, and when I walked, he had an incident at home, went to the hospital, and now was in rehab. The rehab was down the street from me. I went to go see him. Long story short, I walk in. I hadn't seen him in a couple of years at this point. When I walked into that room and I saw a shell of the man that I once knew, it hit me so hard. Wow. I wasn't ready for that. I wasn't ready for that. And my mother's going through some things at this time too. It's another thing, but I saw that and I was like, what happened? Like, you know, it's like seeing Hercules.
You lose it.
And then and it's like, oh my God, man. He didn't remember, you know, maybe inside he knew who I was, but speaking to him, hey, Uncle Dean, you could tell he wasn't there. Yeah. He wasn't there. Wow. And it hurt so bad. When I left there, I had to sit in the car for a while and collect myself. I called my auntie, his ex-wife. I called her and had a long conversation. I couldn't handle it. You know, it was like, Jesus Christ. So anyway, what you're saying holds a lot of weight, a lot of weight. And this is why I take my health and wellness so seriously. I'm not perfect, but I am adamant supporter of healthy infusion and detox. Yeah. It is vital in the environment we live in, and that's all I have to say about that.
Thanks, man.
Yeah, thank you so much, everyone. This was really interesting.
Yeah.
I feel like I definitely gained a lot of information. I hope you guys did too out there. Yes. And share your thoughts, comment. If we missed anything, please, like, we're not perfect. We would love to hear from you.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's it.
That's today's show. We want to thank you for hanging out with us. We really do appreciate it. If you haven't already, smash the like and the subscribe buttons so that you can be down with the culture capital. And until the next time, question everything and go beyond the hype.